Welcome to Break Your Shell podcast.
This morning, our first panel discussion will say, you are enough. You're not told this often, ladies, but you are enough. As an individual, as a person, as a beautiful queen, you are enough. So to start us off with our first panel, we're going to have our moderator. Her name is Ency Listoane, and she's here as a mother of two and a grandmama. She's a fine-looking grandmama of one granddaughter, and she's a wife to one husband. She's a regional lead Atlanta Black Chamber member. She's the president and founder of the Youth Umbambano Women South Africa Entrepreneurship Program. She's the chairman of Hemwear Africa. She's the CEO of Therato Holdings, oh my goodness, director of the South African American Golf Association. Ladies, please, we have so much here for you. All these ladies who are here to empower us and to inspire. So she will be our moderator. Please, can we please give a huge round of applause this morning for Maggie Ency Listoane. So she will be our ladies. Come on, let's support. Thank you, thank you. Much better. Our first panelist this morning, she has so many qualifications. So I'm hoping I have enough time because. Naktiwa, ladies, we made sure we got the best of the best for you this morning. That's exactly what we have for you, the best of the best. So the first lady who is coming up as part of our panel of the topic, You Are Enough, she has vast educational qualities, ranging from a diploma in telecommunication management studies, a certificate in tariff policies, models, and methods. She has a Master of Science in Leadership and Change Management. She has a Bachelor of Commerce. This is still one woman. She also recently has a doctorate of Business Administration and Tourism from Ballsbridge University in the United Kingdom. She's a chairperson of Eswatini Women Parliament Caucus and a chairperson of the Economic Planning Portfolio Committee. She has developed many strategies for the Eswatini Tourism Authority. She has coordinated Eswatini's participation in the Expo in Dubai. It's a lot. There's a lot. The list is endless. And I'm so proud to stand here before you today to be a part of this historic event. Because ladies, I guarantee you're going to leave this place a different person. Maybe not different, maybe better. Yeah? You're going to leave this place a better person. So our first panelist, please help me welcome Dr. Linda Nxumalo. Our second panelist this morning also is a woman of vast qualifications and has traveled the world and has seen so many things. And she's here to share what she has experienced with us this morning. She has studied in Eswatini. She has studied in South Africa, in the United States of America, in the United Kingdom. She has been on numerous boards, including the Swaziland National Provident Fund, Central Bank of Swaziland, Red Cross Society. She has served as an auditor in the company Ernst & Young. She was the financial manager of Swaziland's Sugar Association and also the financial manager of Swaziland Breweries Limited. She is the director and an entrepreneur, and she has directed Zweto Investments, which brought us, I know we love this place, y'all. I know we go there all the time at Gables and in Babane. She has brought us Ocean Basket. And she brought that to Swaziland. She brought that to Mozambique. Ladies, a round of applause to Thokozile Jele.
I'm so aware that time could be against us in every way, but oh, what an awesome opportunity to be smashed and sandwiched by the most amazing and extraordinary woman. I positioned myself with purpose. I want you to take note that in life we position ourselves so that things rub off. Whoa, all I can say is welcome to the Break Your Shell 7th Mother's Day, Haiti. It is quite a delight to see all of you, and today we dedicate and celebrating womanhood, not just mothers. We're celebrating womanhood without leaving anyone behind. Most important, we gather here this morning, we are reminded of the profound impact that mothers have on our lives, our first teachers, our greatest supporters, our greatest cheerleaders, and more than that, we want to honor and cherish all of you today. But you know what? Our discussion is the most amazing one. Our discussion is the most amazing one, which speaks about we are more than enough. In the world that is often demanding us to be perfect, in a world that's often demanding us to be pure, it is so important to come together and just pause. It's a pity for those that are missing today. This is our pause moment to reflect on what we are doing, to reflect on what we are doing right and what we are doing wrong, and where we can change. So today is a moment of just pausing to make sure we are in the right place. I have two amazing panelists here. Without any waste of time, I'm going to get on it. And I would love to first give them that opportunity. The first point of departure is for them to introduce themselves to you. It's easy for us to read about them, but I want them to give them 1 minute introduction, how they feel and see themselves. I'll start with you, Dr. Linda.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Is this thing working? Good morning, everyone. My name is Linda Nxumalo. I'm a born-again child of God. I accepted Christ as my Lord and Savior when I was 16 years old. I was at St. Michael's High School, and from that time on, God has been faithful to me. For all my accomplishments, I must say that I give it all to Him because He is the one, He's my source. He's everything. And you know, today as I was preparing to come here, I felt in my heart that I shouldn't spiritualize things because other people think maybe you are not praying hard enough, maybe you are not doing this, but I thought even though I'm not going to spiritualize things, I do need to acknowledge my source. And I do need to say, it's God, it's God, it's God. I started my career, maybe let me not talk about my career. I'm a mother of 3. I'm a wife. I got married to a chiefdom, and it's not easy. It's hard work, and hard work. I thank God that I have a supportive husband, a supportive family, and I also have, I'm the 4th born out of 5 children, Ekaigiti, and being a 4th born, you are not special. So because if you are a firstborn, siyanjabulela ma firstborn, you have it all figured out, kunihambela kahle, banijabulela nine mantalwa, asisho ukuthi thina bakasijabuleli. But they were used to having children when they bore me. And when I was thinking ukuthi I'm the last born, my brother came. So ngahlukumeteka having to, you know, ngitayele ukuthi it's not about me. So I think being in that pecking order in my family, kungende ngaba strong. And please, no offense to Emma firstborn, there's a lot of beauty in being a firstborn. I mean, when someone wants to take care of me, I ask them, are you a firstborn? Bese ngiyabona ukuthi bayanakani ma firstborn, babo magwethu. So I want to say, being that 4th born that I was, and I had a very difficult upbringing. So I purposed in my heart, ukuthi adictine, angeke ngihlupheke twice. Ngahlupheka kanye ngiqede, and then as I grew up, I told myself, and I purposed in my heart, ukuthi first of all, ngidokholwa, because now kuNkulunkulu, you are able to say, Father God, I have a situation and God is able to deal with that. So, and then number 2, I purposed in my heart to say, I will influence my life with the help of God. I won't depend on a man. And even though my husband supports me, it's me here living. I must know what have I accomplished, and I must taste and see the goodness of God in the land of the living. Amen. Yeah. So that is me. Because you said 1 minute.
Awesomeness. I'm gonna take it to Jele.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
It's a great honor to be here this morning. My name is Thokozile Vilagati Jele. I happen to be a firstborn.
I love.
With 4 siblings, left with 3 now. It is a great honor to be a firstborn. There is a grace that follows you wherever you go. And that helps you to accomplish things, and that helps you to look after everybody and everything everywhere you go. I am a mother of 2, a son who's 25 and a daughter who's 22. And I am a grandmother of Jele, who is 4 years old, who will ask me, Gogo, are you happy with me? Yeah. I thank God for entrusting me with the responsibility of being a mother. It's an honor to be a woman. I always say, after God had created everything, He came with the best, and that was us women. You can see from the way we are so robust about everything, robust at work, robust at home. We are the first caregivers. We are the doctors at home. The doctor will be told by you what the condition is of the child or the husband or whoever. And if he's missing his diagnosis, you will know he's missing the diagnosis, because you are the first line doctor. We are the psychologists. We are everything. God has honored us as women. And I always say, if I were to come back again, I would ask God to be a woman and not anything else, because I appreciate the honor that the way God has honored us in this office that we sit in. I am a wife of Babe Zweli Jele, very privileged woman. Sitting in the space of being a wife is a great honor. Where I will say uskukukati, siti kukukati, sifugamelela makaya, our immediate families, our distant families, everything. It just sits with a woman. Siyasuka le makhaya kithi, sewakhe emakhaya ebantfu. Nkulunkulu asethembe futhi sifika siwakhe without jealous. Siwakhe agcine eme. Hence I believe so much in women. Who has inspired me is my mom. My mom became a widow at the age of 29, but provided for us in such a way that though we didn't have a father, or she decided not to remarry, though we didn't have a father, we don't know lack because of her. So I believe so much in women. When I see a woman, I just see God in action. God on wheels, God in action. Okay, in terms of what I do already, that's been mentioned. Thank you.
Happiness. I want you to listen and all your antennas out. These are women that have succeeded. These are women that assumed great positions that some of us can only aspire. But if you listen carefully, Doctor started by something that was outstanding, which I wanted to hear from them. She said, number one, she loves God. We're not saying if you don't, you are out. We're not. But we are saying she knew that her strength will come from here. And then she said she purposed everything in a life. And Jele, the side, Thokozile, says, you know what? She acknowledged our worthiness as a woman and how much support can make a difference. So put your antennas out there because we are taking notes. Second point of departure, I'm going to ask you, as a woman who has managed, let me start the side, right? As a woman who has managed so many leadership positions in business, in politics, and in male-dominated spaces. I mean, business is not for the faint heart. So how do you manage to dominate that space?
The first thing is to believe in what God has made out of you. That's the starting point. And that you are set out to achieve certain things. God wires us, all of us, differently. And we all are set out to achieve certain things in life. God will wire you in a certain way and will continue to empower you. So it's very, very important that you know that it's not just about you being there in the world of the wolves alone. But God has trusted you, has given you the strength, and he will bring the right people in your way. But one of the things that really inspired me the most was my mom. My mom always was within the entrepreneur space. She would run salons, butcheries, filling stations, and so forth. And one take that I got from there, which I really believe should be there for all mothers and for all business people, she involved us, not by choice, in all the businesses that she was in. You mentioned where I've studied, the qualifications that I had. As long as you were under her roof, if the business that was running at that point was a butchery, I would go with my MBA and run that butchery and slice that meat. The only thing I could not do was to start the fire for the people who want to buy their meat. But you were expected to do everything. That's how we get empowered. That's the only way to empower your children. So I was empowered. And I was not brought up as a girl. I was brought up as a leader. She made sure she's not bringing us up as girls. At our home, the boys, they're much younger. So when it came to working outside, digging holes out there, we did it as girls because we were not girls. We were leaders. So for us, for me, I'm not intimidated by gender things. I have regard for our male folk. I respect them. I respect the office where God has put them. But we are there. What you are wired for, get into that space, do that, and do not allow yourself to be intimidated by gender. Gender is meant to make life complete, but not to put other people out of their space.
I'm loving it. So your uniqueness is what is important at this point. You are created uniquely. You are not somebody's photocopy. So your understanding that you have a role to play is amazing. This is awesome. And you touched on something that I love. Your mother raised leaders in whatever form. They might not even say you are a leader, but they will drive you to where you are supposed to be. Do you see what I'm saying? So for me, what you are saying is whether you were highly educated, you didn't undermine any job. You didn't say this one is for me. I was at home yesterday, and in the morning when we are supposed to leave with all my nails that are done and all, my mother says, yeah, I've got umbila lapha ehokweni. Ngicela nikhuphe umbila ehokweni. And I'm telling you, I look at Minenhle, and I'm saying, and then she's like, there is a drum at the back in the veranda. Ngicela ni roll. Ngathi mina nhle masiphakama. If we don't do it, she does it. Sabe siphakama siyoguquda nemigqoma. Forget the nails, forget the nails. And sabe siquququ umbila ufuna kukhutula. We quququ umbila sifanele sihambe. Sawufaka phi egarage. It doesn't matter what the job is. You do it, get it done, then masambe. Are you with me? So that is where we miss it. It's in Elabangane. I am so excited with the mixture that we have because we miss it right there. We are like, I'm educated, I can't do such. No, there's none such. We get in, we draft, we mess. So what are we saying? We are leaders in the making, in whatever sphere. I don't care whether you start today. You are unique, but in your strength, go down and help whatever way you can. Dr. Linda, same question, my angel. You are in this amazing position. You are an influencer. You are in the right portfolios that we are looking for. So how do you manage?
Basically, I think your background shapes you to be who you are and where you are. I did say my childhood wasn't a good one. But when I started off working, basically I went to UNISWA. I wanted to be a manager. So when I got to start working, Benga Shell Oil Company, and at that company, I started off as a depot clerk. So back to Ngagoti, ngigibele ma truck, ngifake dipstick on a truck, ngimeasurishe the volume and convert it to how many liters, and I'd have to manage my reorder levels and all inventory. When do we order more fuel? So I just want to also say, you want to be a boss, but now figure good boss. It's work, and you know what? And this thing is accounting. I did marketing. Now I want to do in marketing. I still want to be a boss and to swing a chair. Remember. So ngibone a post yaga MTN yakala bafuna channel and distribution. But distribution account executives. Ngibone executives. This is what I want now. Yeah. And my interview went perfect. Ngibe kahle ke vele bebangiphethe kahle ka Shell, it was fine. Bangifika ka MTN vele I'm looking for this executive belungu bekusene belungu Noel Maya, and beve ngathi this is the woman we want. And with hindsight ngiyabona ukuthi with my inventory management experience they wanted that. Nangifika lena we had to carry boxes from the main warehouse to this side. I thought anga planeli ke mina bang delivery boy or anything of that sort. I didn't like that job, but I taught myself you have to be thorough in everything you do. Even if you are sweeping, I'm 17, do it with excellence, you know. So I went through that, and then whilst I was at that, my boss left. Belungu, I think with the local empowerment thing. Then he left. I was the one with the degree, but kasho mumvlo degree. But he was a good manager. And right now, you'll be surprised. He taught me a lot. To be humble in the workspace and to be teachable as well. So I had to listen him, and you know, he would assign me his roles. A part of me would say, okay, mina ngifunzile wena awukafunzi ufuna ngibhalele my report. He would trust me with so much. And but he was powerful like that. Labelungu bebamthemba vele njalo bhoza. Nyalo he's a big guy, that one, don't Jele. And ngwangifundisa ukuthi it's not ukuthi ufunze kangakanani. Attitude is everything. Uyakbo. So ngaifunza lemfo, and he left for South Africa, and then ngathi nyalo ngiya apply futhi. I became manager for the first time after iminyaka eminingi. So being a manager, rise amongst your peers. The boy who thought it's him, wankathalisa. Men are so entitled. What TVJ said now. Ningcolele, she was my boss at some point. Besimbita TVJ. So what my sister here said, men are so entitled. Beka believe akutoba nguye lona ngaleso sikhathi uthi degree utelutho, and yes, he's working hard, but yati nalokufunza kuphindze kukuside. Uyakubona. So I got the job. Waqala ke emahemu athi ngilelene bantu ngize ngitholele isikhundla what and what. You know how men are brutal to women in the workplace. They are brutal like that. And bakukhulumela ngaleso sikhathi ushadile wena. Lendvodza yakho lokuhlonipheka kwayo kukuphi lona bakukhulumela yonke lendvo lengaga. Uyakubona. So I had to go through all of that. And I'm saying it so that younger women who are climbing the corporate ladder must know what they're going to face. But you have to be resolute and you have to be focused. Ngasebenda until the CFO at the time begane magama ekutshelwa ngithi ngisubmit ama reports angihlofota ngibhekselena. Then one day I went to see her siyosebenda nje. She said to me, "You've proven me wrong. Ngiyakubona ukuthi uyasebenda lebengikuvile ngawe yabo wa confessa lo maki." And out of respect naye ngeke ngikhulume amagama ebandla. But ngabona ukuthi yabo when someone invota ihambi at every level to make sure ukuthi wena usita out. So I had to continue like that, but emsebendini once people back stigmatize uhlale uti prove all the time. Uyakubona. So that's been my life. Uyakubona. Ngasiqeda, and then there came a time in my life where I was no longer appreciated in the workplace. I did nangantshela mina yonke etime lela swatini yahlonywa ngimi ukuthi bekhona. And I'm saying it with so much pride because mawuqedile kwenta konke lokho mina I would go to buhleni ngicela ukuthi etime bize moyeni wafakwa ngimi konke. Uyabo. It was a lot of work. And then they did a restructuring. Bafaka like 7 people on the job that you're doing alone. I got annoyed. I said, no, this is not it. And then I got to a time where I'm not appreciated. They took me through interviews. I'm not restructuring, go through interviews. Bangangithatha bathangwati. Ngifunzile ngente konke ngisebendile. You know. Ngabe sengicela uNkulunkulu ngathi Nkosi ngicela nyalo ngifuna kuphuma la. Uyabo. Then I went to there's a consultancy, LCC. Ngathi ngifundziseni kwenti interviews bangicaphathe kakhulu lapha. Uyabo. Bangifundisa ngathi ngifundziseni case study everything ngifuna nyalo kuphuma ngisengigciniwe. Bangifundisa, you know, sengisho ukuthi if you're a young woman and you want to move, you need to wente konke lokungenteka. And I would pray mangena interview room. My mother would be on standby. Sengiyangena thandaza ke nyalo sengiyangena bafundisi bami sengiyangena. Yabo, because I was done bese ngigciniwe. Then kwaphuma umsebenzi eSPTC bangibita. I went there and I know ukuthi ngayisaphatha le interview leyo. But let me tell you something. It's not about kusaphatha the interview. It's prayer. It's God. I didn't know anyone at SPTC. Bangcasha, and they gave me a new role. But see, lo msebenzi besiufuna is for the person who was acting, and ungibabe lo move. Bamfaka ke for that. Base banginiketa business intelligence and international business. So I was doing that for SPTC, and nalapho ngafaka ngasebenda nje. And because I had learned to be humble, I served my boss ngabasita. Saba, unfortunately, emthentangiqolela sasebenda sangenisa one samkhathalisa MTN. You know, that was a time in my life where I saw ukuthi uyabona indlovu nayiguqa phasi. I don't know how they baphuma kuloko, but we did the best there. And saqhubeka futhi.
I can tell she's a politician.
Sakubega then they wanted to start up in every workplace that kuba ne maturity like a product life cycle. Ma uyeva nasekufanele uhambe bese sekuba nemlilo lokushisako. Once uyaqala umlilo nasebhosini, kuba nebantfu in the workplace, kuba na women who labangakhuliseki kahle. Laba entitled. Laba ngathandzi na ifascinator yakho le yellow beve ngathi ngabe ngibo. Uyabo. Sikanjalo phela thina as women. So a woman must learn to support another woman. Never must ladies. So these women bebaba nemona kanti mina I would work and work and work, and I thank God for my husband because he was supportive the whole time. He was supportive of me throughout. Nangifika ngikhale mneke ngiyakhala ebusuku. Ngivuke ngithi angikhona kulala. And he would listen and say, okay, what is it now? I will say everything. And he will say, okay, yenda kanje.
So in everything you're counting, what was your worst challenge? What was your greatest challenge in this journey? One
Just
greatest challenge.
The biggest challenge for me in this journey is you need to, okay, I think you challenge, but you need to know when it's time to move on.
That's it.
You need to know when it's time to move on. Then I went and I was the CEO of tourism. There came a time where my shelf lifetime saphela vele. Bengisafarisha every day. I had other CEOs labe bambisa. I remember I called CEO Nxumalo Kamanzini Lungile, she's here. I said to her, "Ngisakhoni." I couldn't cope, and she was shocked at the things I was going through. But she supported me. She prayed for me. Wang bambisa, you know, she couldn't believe because now I want to go to politics. She said, "But are you sure?" I said, "Yes, I'm tired of this. Anything then Then I started in Zabayega politics. It was God's journey.
Hang on,
you know.
hang on. There's something that you spoke about that, you know what, there's a lot of humiliation that you went through. So in that humiliation, build on yours. All of us get humiliated, but I think what she came up saying was that her focus never changed. She kept on being fully focused, and secondly, diversifying whatever she was doing. She will feel that this is time to move. Jele, what would you say was your greatest challenge in this journey of you know, business
I think the first challenge for me, though I thank God that I could see it coming, was when I was at MTN. I was being prepared to be the next CEO. And of course the dynamics changed, politics came in, and the whole position of CEO became more political than technical. But I think the important thing is to be able to diagnose your problem. Because if you do not diagnose your problem or your challenge, you will use a toothpick when you're supposed to use a nopkiri. Or you will use a spade when you're supposed to use a spoon.
Yeah.
And because you've not diagnosed it properly, because the important thing with every challenge we go through is the ability to keep your peace and your calm.
Go ahead, yes, I'm still listening.
In all that. Because that's what we've been promised.
Yeah.
That he will give us, he will leave us with peace that passeth all understanding.
That's right.
He has not promised us that we won't have challenges, but in the challenges, we must have the peace that passeth all understanding, because victory is ours.
That's right.
So that was that moment. But thank God I could diagnose that this is a political game, and how do I go around it. The second one has been in business. COVID and post-COVID.
Oh yeah.
It's been fun and games. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
But I think even there, what I can say is it's important to know your source. It's important to know how you got there, and that God who placed you there is faithful enough. Go back to him. Umtshele ukuthi I sekuraf kakhulu nyalo.
That's right.
Nyalo kuyenyukela. Ungasathandazi nikhulume nje.
Truly.
Njengoba sikhuluma kuyenyukela nyalo. Uyathi ngiva ngathi angisakhoni.
That's right.
And be very kind to yourself.
True.
A lot of times when something does not go right, we women, we are always the first ones to accuse ourselves.
You got it.
Guthi, let's say for
You're a
example,
failure.
if it was a marriage, guthi, maybe it's because I wasn't pretty enough or what. Please,
Yeah.
please, just stop all
Stop,
that.
stop.
And logo gabi guthi logo, we even do it with each other.
That's right.
My philosophy in life is I want to see the next woman happy.
Flourish.
I want to see if anything that I can do to make her burden any lighter, that's me. Any lighter. Why do I do that? I do not believe in this philosophy that women do not support each other.
Yeah.
Because if you believe that philosophy, women will not support you. People have always said women don't support each other. I mean, in my restaurant, I've always been supported by women. In every business I do, I get supported by women. Because women, they support each other. Why do they support me? Because I believe in them.
You believe in
Because
that.
I do not believe in the philosophy that women do not support each other. So we can only get what we believe in and what we say with our mouths.
To add on to that, you see the power in them and you think they don't have challenges. So challenges hit us all. I love it when Jim Rohn speaks. He says the same wind blows on us all. Wind of disaster and wind of everything. I lost 20 beds in my business. I'm running an accommodation business. So then I was left with 6. What do you think I did? I went down and I stood up. I went on my knees and I stood up. There's no time for sleeping down. And guess what? Obviously, our mothers took us to school for a reason. She says, go back to your profession, dust your nursing. Do you think, I studied 7.5 years in nursing. I loved it. But when she said I must dust my certificates, I went and I dusted. And then guess what? Not even a single day I went back. So what am I saying? I failed because I realized that what we are doing as entrepreneurs, we are about empowerment. How do you empower people if you're going back to a job and you're speaking about me, myself, and I? I failed. So then I'm back to empowering people. That's why I was appointed the Regional Connect for Atlanta Black Chamber. I take businesses across. I introduce them to black businesses that can empower them. I'm here in the audience to ask, whom in your life, we have listened to them speak. So saying who inspires, what happens in their life, who in your life helped you to inspire you and guide you as a leader? Who in your life?
Thank you. I wasn't expecting the question. I thought I'm here to listen. My name is Nonhlanhla Dlamini. I'm the executive director at Swaga in Ngunge Matemba. I also run a business on the side, an events management business. I think the person that inspired me the most, it's Dr. Thokozile. I think some of you might know her. She has retired. She was working for WHO, but she was once my boss. And through her, I learned to be independent. You know, it's nice to be led by someone who's comfortable in her space. She was very comfortable. She never restricted me. She made me to expand my wings, and all she did was just to support me. And I think that has helped to groom me to be the leader that I am. And people that I work with, they would actually tell you, because I'm also not threatened. So I think basically that's the person that really motivated me. Thank you.
I love that. You've got to have somebody you look up to. You've got to have, obviously, somebody that can really hold your ladder and inspire you. Thank you for that feedback. And I'm going to come here and ask you this last one. What helped you overcome and keep standing after failing? Don't think these people, all of you, don't have a story. I'm just trying to show you that all of us, if we can explode in this room, we have a story. So what made you to keep standing after being hit by whatever challenges hit you? Yeah. Shouldn't I give it just one word? One word, already I'm here.
Okay, yeah, a lot, but one word is never giving up.
Never giving up. And obviously, that's what we all do. But before we really go down, I just want to share with you a couple of things. Sorry for me standing. I'm not used to sitting down for a long time. There's a quotation that says, none can destroy iron, but its own rust can. None can destroy iron, but its own rust can. It's a reminder that it's all up to us. It's a reminder that the external pressures may try to tarnish or destroy us, but it's ultimately your own perception that shapes our reality. Ngithi, nguwe, whatever happens, you are rusting because of your own problems. Uyibeka kahle uDr. Tibane. Dr. Tibane puts it amazingly well, Doc. He says, if you are green, you're growing. If you're ripe, you're rotten. So you have to constantly have to make sure you cleanse yourself. How do I make sure that I keep this iron going strong? And the last one that I want to share with you, that was shared with me, was amazing as well. One writer says, ships don't sink because of the water around them. The ship sinks because of the water that gets in them. So how do we allow that? Don't let what happens around you get inside and weigh you down. So what we are saying, remind yourself constantly that you are enough. You don't need to weigh yourself down. You don't deserve to be down. I tell you, it's a miracle that every day, whether I'm hurt, whether I cry, whether something happens, the next minute I fight to be alive. That is one thing that we need to fight for, to say, let us stay happy. I've got an incident just recently when my right hand couldn't rise up. And this hand threatened me. I was like, for who, for what? For the way. And I would, in my sleep I said, when you say to your husband, honey, please lift my hand. And you must know that a week after that, I was supposed to be in Botswana. And I'm like, okay, honey, please raise my hand. I've never had such a trauma. And I realized that whatever we take in and we don't exercise and we don't do the relevant things to make sure we detox could kill you. So then what did I do? I was like, God, this is not happening. I started laughing. I started making jokes. I'm crazy by nature, so I didn't know how I got here. Guess what? I went to my doctor. I was speaking forever. And then he injects too. I said, hi, doctor, you must caution me when you are going to inject. He says, but you were talking forever. So, so he injected 3 injections. And guess what? What you speak, there is power. I said, I will be leaving for Botswana. I will be going. Guess what? I drove from Johannesburg to Botswana 4 good hours and back and around with nothing. So, to God be the glory. But it's what we feed ourselves that messes us up. It brings us down and we drown. just not to waste more time. Nobody's cautioning me. I can talk forever, girls, so you better caution me. So my last thing that I want to say is to give you this last opportunity. I want you to share. I think I dropped it, but I know what I'm saying. I want you to share. Now these women are expectant. They just want just 1 minute gadgets that they could take with them home and start doing and stop doing. Now we are giving them weapons to move so that when they say on the 7th edition of Break Your Shell, this is what I took home. And all I'm saying is, we umpago, I love that. So give them umpago for that 1 minute. And let's shoot.
Beautiful ladies, I think there's a lot I can say, but umpago, Ephesians 6, verse 1. Let's say, be strong, finally be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. It's a commandment. Be strong. Be strong. That's all I can say. Langa Pandlewa in a very ruthless world. So the tough get going. So what I can say is, Guti, be strong in the Lord and in the power, and underline power of his might. Keep seeking for that power of his might. Negusho ke Guti, once you feel go Guti, you're in a place and gashisa, you need to look up. You know, the last situation I was in, basic shisa, and I said, Lord, I'm looking up and I'm going to go higher. I'm not angfuni pass. Angfuni pass. So yeah, God was good to me. I'm a senator now because ngalile ukuthi as a CEO nakufika pressure ngasafuni. And another thing, you need to focus on yourself. You know, when I was at MTN I focused on myself and I go to do a master's degree. I did my master's in MTN. I was pregnant. I had my baby. I passed. And then tourism. I did this PhD, this DBA, and go back. Once you focus on yourself, what the developer spiritually and otherwise, once you do that, then God is able to success, because you have to prepare yourself for where you're going. You have to prepare yourself for where you're going. We want to support Bomage, and we are enough. Thank you.
I'm absolutely loving the part where you say we must focus on ourselves. In your portfolio, don't forget, how can you fit in these women in your portfolio right now? How can you run with these women in your portfolio right now? So I'm praying that when you leave, you're not going to run out. You are going to engage with them, feed them, and tell them, how can we walk this journey together? Yeah. As we speak in October, I'm taking 20 women and men to Atlanta, Georgia for a conference, investment and trade conference. So I'm saying, sitting in this room, there are entrepreneurs that are here. How can I get 10, 15 entrepreneurs that will go to Atlanta, Georgia with Welile Taylor in October? We've got to make it happen. We're not here to play games. We're here to work. So we need you to think, what can you do for these entrepreneurs that are here?
For the entrepreneurs where I am at now, we have a lot of opportunities for women. Gune RDF, which requires women to organize themselves, and you can start business, and the money is a grant. It's not a loan, it's a grant. So I can assist in terms of facilitating that and making sure that you get access to that. Ngoba, there's someone who's raising a hand. Ngoba, yes, ngoba we ngasingahlali phasi. Let's work. I'm actually, even right now, there's a business I'm trying to do, but the funding normally is a problem. So let us access Timali Taga RDF. We will assist and support and coordinate in that regard. Okay.
I want just people to understand that this is not a show. We have to get something out of it. Thokozile Jele.
For me, what I can say to you, my dear ladies, my dear sisters, my dear daughters, my dear mothers, no one owes you nothing but yourself. It is true, naturally, we do need that reaffirmation, but there are times when you will not get it. Give it to yourself, because you owe it to yourself. The other one, as women, especially within the business space, it can get very lonely. The boys will support each other. The boys will feel they don't need women in their space, because sometimes they like working as boys only. They like working as a gang. It's a natural thing. There's nothing wrong. Do not allow that to weigh you down. It is happening to you because there's something extra. There's an extra chip that God put in a woman. Let's say you are enough. That is why you will find a woman will lose a husband at a very early and tender age, but will survive for the rest of her life looking after her children, simply because Maya, we are enough, more than enough. God empowered us with so much. So as you feel the heat out there, whether it is school, whether it is work, whether it is business, whether it is marriage, know that there is nothing lacking in you. Not even 2% is lacking in you. We are just so complete. Recharge. Look up to your maker. Look up to the person who sent you in that battlefield, and that is your God. Do not allow anyone, sometimes what will happen is the person or the people you trusted the most will look like they will look like they've disappointed you. God uses different things, different avenues, and different situations to equip you. So do not take it in an unkind way that they appeared to be against you. Just recharge and know that God has invested so much in you. You are so much, but there's more than enough. Do not allow anything or anyone to weigh you down. Go out there with the courage and with that authority that there's so much that's set out to you. The education, whether you've got it or not, will not weigh you down. You are more than enough. It's not about education. It's about what is sitting within you. Pull yourself up.
We are locking arms. We are locking arms right now. We are saying, we are locking arms right now. And we are saying, we are stronger together. We are going to conquer. We are conquer Swaziland. We will conquer Africa as long as we lock arms. So when I come back to Swaziland, I will know that I've got sisters that I'm going to say, how many lives have we changed since the day we met? So we lock in arms. Watch the space. The sky is no limit. To God be the glory. Thank you.